back to Vaguely Familiar Podcast. I am here with Zach and myself,
Yes.
Kai, but we are also here with a guy called Sylvie. We're not too sure who he is. Zach doesn't know who he is, but he is here. So say hi, Syl.
Well, you find me on the street again.
Yeah.
Wait,
Right.
no, I'm just kidding, guys. But if you guys haven't already, make sure you guys subscribe, like, turn on post notifications, and comment down below what you guys want to see on the channel. But basically, Marcus, so we want to talk to you about going to America, because you guys, he went on a basketball camp and he met an NBA player, yeah.
Yeah, you went on a basketball tour. What happened?
NBA.
How'd it go? Yeah.
What happened? Break it all down for us, because we have 15 minutes.
Alright.
12 minutes, yeah.
Alright, so I'll start it from the beginning.
I've got 2.
Yep.
I'll start it from the beginning, which was obviously the trainings and the lead up to the tour. So we had 6 total training sessions to get prepared for the tour, which we did. And we were fortunate enough to be coached by the first coach, who shall stay nameless.
Wait, because guys, first is like the year 12. Like, it's the highest team because we have a lot of American viewers, so they probably won't know what first.
Yeah, we've got like 40%.
It's the first 5 coach, which is basically the first 5 or the best 5 players. He's the one that coaches them.
Yeah.
Best 5 teams.
Yeah.
Really, yeah.
Anyway, so we're doing all these trainings and we get to the lead up and all fun and games until obviously we get to the airport, and it was not a great start to the airport.
Flight gets delayed, cancelled, reset.
Actually, the first one was right. Our flight was actually delayed by an hour and a half. So that wasn't great. Our first out of 3 flights we had that day.
Yeah. But the airport does have free Wi-Fi, so you're good.
Yeah, that was good.
Yeah.
So how long did you get delayed by again, sir?
So it was an hour and a half delayed. Then it was 5 hours.
Oh, and this was going to Sydney, or
This is to Sydney.
Yeah.
Whatever it is, it was 4 or 5 hours. Followed by a Sydney to San Francisco flight, which however long that was, I can't really remember. But that was very long. Then it was the San Francisco to New York. San Francisco, unfortunately, we didn't actually get to stay there for long or go to the airport on our way
What did
across.
you do in San Fran?
It was just a layover flight.
Oh, yeah, layover flight.
But I'll talk later. On the way back, we got to stop and go around.
Did you go visit like the bridge and stuff?
I shall talk about that later.
Alright.
Anyway, we arrive in New York and we're all freezing because, of course, weather here.
Yeah.
It's winter there, snowing,
Guys, we got
rain,
summer right now in
cold.
Australia, so
Yeah.
literally in the middle of it, kind of. Yeah,
Aussie's not as hot as you think, by the way.
Anyway, we arrive and it's 1 o'clock in the morning and it's freezing cold and we're all getting off this bus and this man starts walking up to us who was staying, like, I'm not sure if he was homeless or not, but he was like outside the front of our little hotel thing, and he comes up to us and asks, "Oh, what group are you guys?" And we explained how we're an Australian basketball team coming to play.
You reckon he was homeless?
I reckon I'm pretty sure he was, but
or maybe he was just staff.
Alright, well,
no, he wasn't.
continue with the story.
Anyway, stop distracting me.
Come on.
Anyway, and he basically starts going on about how one day we're all going to be NBA All-Stars and how he's going to be like, you're going to remember this night when I told you, it's not your parents, it's not your coaches, I told you you're going to be an NBA All-Star.
Okay.
So that was a great first experience for, well, I'd say about 90% of the boys had never been to New York or had left Australia. I was fortunate once to go before.
Sweet. Okay.
So, New York, we played a total of 3 games, which we actually ended up winning all 3.
That's pretty good,
So that was really good for us.
Yeah.
Got to visit, do a whole bunch of sightseeing, Brooklyn Bridge, Statue of Liberty. What we did?
Did you guys climb
Staten Island? We went to the top of the Rock.
Yeah.
A whole bunch of cool, really fun sightseeing activities. And then on the 4th or 5th day, we caught the train and we went to Washington, D.C., which was about the same temperature, still pretty cold. And we were only there for, I think, 2 days on the trip. Played a team, won against them.
Wait, so how long were you in New York for?
4 or 5 days.
Oh yeah.
And then Washington, we played a game on one of the days, and the other days was sightseeing. So White House, Washington Memorial, whole bunch of stuff, fun stuff.
Good food. Was it good
Food there is very different to here.
Just American food.
It's America. What the
A lot of different tastes. And the one thing I will say that was really annoying is tax.
Tax.
Oh yeah, because
They
add
don't
that in.
include tax with their total prices. You know how when you get a receipt, it's got the item
Well, yeah,
and then
yeah,
GST,
Yeah.
But ours is already.
goods and services tax? Yeah.
Yeah.
Theirs isn't included in their price.
Isn't that better?
No, because
No,
it means
you
that
pay less.
we all got up to we went to Burger King and Macca's summertime, and
The Burger King's really good. Over there.
yeah, you'd be like, right, I'm gonna get that, and that's gonna be $14.50.
Yeah.
And you get up to the counter and they're like, oh, that'll be $15.40
Because of tax.
because of tax.
Yeah.
And it's that was crazy to a lot of us, and it kind of
We
screwed
have
some of us
$2
over.
Kmart shirts, but in that $2 we've already got the
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, but yeah, go on.
So that was Washington. Then we went to North Carolina. We were in Durham. The one thing that kind of scared a lot of us is Durham in North Carolina has open carry, which is where if you have a gun license, you can have it open carry on you, visible.
Depends on the gun though.
Yeah, it depends on the gun,
You're
but
allowed to have a pistol or something.
yeah, I'm pretty sure it's all
assault rifle.
pistols.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can't carry around a military grade
Yeah.
assault rifle.
So that kind of scared a lot of us, because of course there's no guns allowed at all in Australia. So that was very scary.
Yeah, gun
Wait,
laws
I
got
just
banned
realised-
in Australia
I just realised something.
70 years ago.
Wait, look at my hair though. It looks actually that.
Yeah. Okay, so Zach, I think you had some questions for Sylvie about a basketballer or someone.
Okay, well, I got a couple of questions about the NBA games, and then I want to actually just tell us a quick readown about the NBA games, and then tell me about the Washington facility experience.
Alright, so while we were there, we were fortunate enough to go witness 2 NBA games, which was the first for, I'm pretty sure, the whole 34 of us.
Well, who played?
The first one we saw was Washington Wizards against Boston Celtics.
Yeah.
That was an amazing game, with Washington keeping the lead for the first 3 quarters, and in the fourth quarter.
Good old Kyrie.
Yeah, Kyrie was amazing, honestly.
Yeah.
Kyrie was really amazing in that game because there were something like 8 points down with a couple minutes to go, and Kyrie clutched up and shot a 3 all the way back from the Washington Wizards logo, which then a couple more points were scored and brought them into overtime, where Kyrie dominated and ended up winning Boston the game.
Nice.
That was crazy. And a couple hours before that, we were fortunate enough as well to go into the brand new Washington Wizards facility they'd just made. And kind of awkward for the guy, but as we're going through their therapy room, some guys may know him, some may not. Otto Porter Jr., who recently was just traded to Chicago Bulls, was having therapy as we all walked in. There was, 34 of us, 30 kids and 4
therapy,
adults, all
massages?
walking.
Yeah.
He was getting a massage or something. Yeah. And we were all walking around and he's just laying there on the bed. So that was kind of awkward for him. So sorry for that, but amazing to meet you and amazing to see your facility.
He's a listener, yeah.
Yep. You never know, man.
Wait,
you never know.
Did you go to any other NBA games?
Yeah, so the other one we were fortunate to go to at the end of the trip, which was the last day of tour, was the Miami Heat versus Houston Rockets game. So that one was an amazing game to see Dwayne Wade and
Oh yes.
James Harden go off.
He's retiring this season.
Yes, but yeah, we got to see that, and the greatest memory of that game, honestly, was actually not during So it wasn't a player in the game. It was actually some fans that happened to be seated in the next block over from us. And we were all sitting down, 34 people, all in this one area. And of course, there was 3 kids. 2 of them on the ends were wearing Miami Heat jerseys.
Yeah.
And the guy in the middle was wearing a Houston Rockets jersey. And every single time anyone on the Rockets would like shoot and get it, he would go crazy at us. Because it's kind of like a tradition.
Who are we going for?
We all went for Miami. Gotta say, sorry.
Yeah.
But it's kind of a tradition. Don't know if it's done in America, but something we do here is whenever someone gets a free throw, you clap and then you go and you put your hands up and you
make
do
as
like
much
jazz
noise,
hands.
and you have to make it as distracting as you possibly can.
No, that's for the opposition. For when your team's shooting, you clap and you go silent and you do jazz hands kind of thing. And then as soon as if the person scores, you go crazy. If they don't, you go
Better luck
And
next time, bud.
fortunately, there were a lot of free throws from Miami. And every single time they would hit it, we would all turn straight to this one kid and go, yeah, and go crazy at him. Yeah. And at the very end of the game, when there was seconds off and it was, I think, a 1 or 2 point difference, and I think it was James Harden himself actually missed the game-winning shot, we all went crazy at this guy. And we all just started thinking, wait, this kid may come over here and like start fighting us. So that was pretty funny. Cool
Wait, how
experience.
old was this dude? Around?
He must have been
What, like
19, 20 years old.
Yeah.
I refer to him as a kid, but because he was small.
He's still older.
But he was definitely older than us.
Yeah.
So that was really fun.
Oh yeah, and coming back was good.
Coming back, so we lost a couple members because the parents came over to the States. So they got picked up.
They
So
flew over to the States.
They flew over to the States and like picked up their kid and
And
went
had,
and
like,
did
Christmas
proper
there.
holidays and stuff
Yeah.
there.
Jeez.
So we started with 34 and we came back with I think 28.
That's still good though.
Yeah, so we still had the majority.
Yeah.
The way back, pretty boring. The one thing that was really annoying
What
was
good about it?
on the long flight from San Francisco to Sydney, they couldn't get us as a group booking, so it was all individual.
Individual
So
seating. Just
I-
stretched out.
So we were all stretched out, and I was sitting on an aisle seat, and next to me was this random woman who like seemed very shy or something because she like did not talk, did not do
So
anything.
how many hours was this flight?
This flight, I think it was 18. It may be more. Don't correct me.
Did you had it was one of the newer planes, so you had like TV screens and stuff.
Yes, we did. Thankfully.
Anyway, go on, yeah.
That could have been stressful. But yeah, that was really strange because she just would not talk. Even when they brought out like breakfast,
Yeah.
they asked her what she would like, and she didn't even say anything. She just put her finger on the menu and just held it up to the person.
Maybe she was mute. Just a
I don't
query,
know.
but yeah.
Yeah,
So
what about stopping
lady,
off at San Fran?
lady who was next to Silv on the flight. If you're listening to this, please contact us.
No, thank you. So yeah, in San Francisco, we did stop on the way back. We had, I think, 8 hours.
Yep. 8 hours.
8 hours in San Francisco. And while we were there, we were given the opportunity to go off and kind of do our own sightseeing. We
Just
went
by yourself.
What
Or,
sort
no
did you
in
do? Tell
groups
us what you did.
of
Tell
we
us
had
what
groups
you
of 4.
yeah, friend group.
So
Who'd you go with? Oh wait, no, sorry.
the first thing where the group all like was like where the meeting zone is after the time was up to go back to was at I believe it was Pier 39. So we went throughout
I
there.
love that.
Yeah, we got to see a whole bunch of cool stuff. The what were they? I think they were seals.
nice.
Seals or
In the ocean?
no, on these like platforms that they've got there.
Yeah.
Got to do the Pier 39 maze. Got to see Alcatraz.
Oh. In and out? Yeah, do it that way.
No,
Did
we
you
missed
like
out.
get a boat over there and check it out? Did you?
No, unfortunately,
Yeah.
that would have been cool.
Zombies flashbacks. Black Ops 2 zombies.
Mob of the Dead.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, well, 2 minutes left, so.
Yeah, so that was really cool. Saw the Golden Gate Bridge, which is funny for its name because it's red, not gold.
Yeah.
Don't get why that.
It turned red because of like iron rusting and stuff.
No, it's not gold. You
When it was
seriously think it's
originally-
gold?
No, it turned red, but when it was originally painted, it was gold, and then it corroded or something.
Yeah.
No, it wasn't. It was gold because of the sunlight that hits it.
I think
It
it's
looks
actually
gold.
2 against 1 here, Sealed. So
Alright.
Alright, guys, if you did
Yeah.
enjoy the podcast, make sure you guys subscribe. Don't viewbot us because otherwise our channel will get fucked. Isn't that right?
well,
Demonetized.
And no monetization. This won't ever become our job ever again. Guys, we're here with Sil. If you guys did enjoy it, subscribe, smack a like, turn on post notifications, comment down below what you guys want to see in the next
We'll
video.
leave his Instagram in the description below.
No,
for
you won't.
Alright,
just
then
kidding, guys.
we will not leave his description.
We'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.
See ya.
I just wanna be the one you love. I just wanna be the one you